Hi, my name is Silantro, and this is a tutorial on how to crouch cancel. As you can see, I'm not using Xiaoyu as of the moment, but I will be answering my viewer's question regarding Xiaoyu at a later timestamp. Now, what is crouch canceling? As the name suggests, it cancels your crouches, but also your while standing state and your QCF state. Now, let's start with Lily's BT down 2. After this, you will go in the while standing state. So let's try while standing 3 plus 4. But if we are going to involve a crouch cancel, this is how it will look like. The basic input for this is while the while standing animation is ongoing, you will tap U and then input your neutral moves. So let's try with 2-4, which is this move. Now let's try with a simple 4-1. Okay, so let's see what will happen. It became an SS4. That's because when you tap U, you will input a sidestep. So what will happen is you will have access to your sidestep moves. Now let's try that with 1 plus 2, which is this one. Let's try to do it. It became SS1 plus 2. Now, for example, your character's sidestep moves have the same input as, for example, a neutral 4, and this is SS4, then you have two options, and that is to tap U and then back, and then neutral, and then 4. Or you can do your back, back, neutral, and then the input that you want, or forward, forward, neutral, and then the input that you want. Now, let's try to crouch cancel after a QCF. Now, Lily has B1 forward, and then it will go straight to QCF. QCF means quarter circle forward, or with Lily terms, it's called do glide. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just call it QCF. Now, let's go to our start menu, and then let's go for the opponent's actions to standing. And then after that, we will go to block all. Now, we will set Lily to always counter hit. Now, my example would be B1 forward. Now, B1 on its own, on counter hit, will give you a +8 advantage. But if you input your forward, it will transition her to do glide or QCF, and then you will have a 14 frame advantage. There you go. Now, specifically to Lily, you can follow it up with some moves that are 14 frames and below. Why did I say some and not all moves that are 14 frame moves? So I'll show it to you. Now, when Lily transitions to do glide, she will have access to QCF moves. So that was QCF 2-1, which is 14 frames. So let's try another move. Let's try QCF 4. It's a guaranteed follow-up because it's 11 frames. Now let's try voila. It's a 17 frame startup move, so it won't work anymore. But let's try QCF 3 plus 4. So that was a 13 frame move, so it hit. You are going to include your crouch cancel. Let's say you don't want to do this. Maybe you don't want to do this. Or maybe you don't want to heat engage. But if you learn how to crouch cancel, then you will have access to neutral moves. So it will give you more options with your combos and also with your mix-ups as well. So let's try that. So for example, you don't want to heat engage. Let's go for 2-4. 2-4 is a 10 frame startup move. So let's try to crouch cancel that. What you will do is CH B1 forward, and then you will tap U and then go for 2-4. See, it's still a guaranteed follow-up. Now let's try with a slower move. Let's go for F2-3. So let's try that. It's still guaranteed. Now let's try with B2-1, which is this one. Block. Hit. Now lastly, let's try a 14 frame startup move, and then I'll explain why the B2-1 got blocked on our first try. So this is F1 plus 2, which is a 14 frame startup move. So let's try that. It didn't hit. Didn't hit. Now the reason why this one got blocked on the first hit and this one won't hit at all, even if you have a plus 14 advantage, is because when you input your U, depending on your recovery frame, it will have either a 1 or 2 frame delay. Now I switched to Xiao Yu and Victor will do down 4. Down 4 is plus 14 on my side on block. Now, if for example, for some reason I want to go for F1 plus 2, which is a 12 frame startup move, then it will be a successful punish with Victor's down 4 on block. Let's try that. But let's try with B41, which is a 13 frame startup move. Nope. Nope. See? So it doesn't mean that your advantage is like 14, and then you did maybe a 13 frame move on neutral, that it will hit. Okay? Remember that when you're crouch canceling, you will have this some sort of delay. Now let's go back to Lily. Now let's try a simple combo, okay? This is nothing special, I just want you to see how it's helpful. Now let's go for this combo. Now, for example, I want a wall carry. This one is not a wall carry. This one is a wall carry, but it will kind of flow splat. I want a wall carry that will put the enemy in that position. Now let's try that with F2-3, which involves a crouch cancel. See? Since you know how to crouch cancel, then you will have more options for wall carries to enhance your combos. Now I switched to Nina, and then I'll just give you a simple example, and that is this combo. That's it, okay? Let's say that was 29 damage. If you know how to crouch cancel, then you could do this. Right? Now, if you input that without the crouch cancel, it will look like this. Right? Compare it to this one. So, with the two examples, this is 29 damage. This is 35 damage. Since we're here, I'll show you Nina's QCF. There are other moves that can transition to that, by the way. So, I will try to do B3 after the QCF. Okay, so what I want to do is like this, and then I will input B3. So let's try that. Now I input a crouch cancel there, and it still became a while sending 3. So why is that? Well, Nina has a longer QCF period. So I'll show you while sending 1. Now let's try to extend the QCF period, okay? See? Now let's try to crouch cancel with the maximum duration of Nina's QCF. It still became while sending 1. Let's try that with the maximum end of Nina's QCF. Nina has a special case with this one, so you can't actually crouch cancel when she does the do glide or the QCF. Now let's try that with Dragunov. So Dragunov's QCF looks like this. So it's a slide. Now let's try a move that transitions to QCF, and then let's try to crouch cancel, and then he will do this one. Okay? Now first I will go for sneak 3 first. Now let's try to crouch cancel, and then we will go for 3-1-4. So basically, Dragunov has a short QCF period, while Nina has a longer QCF period. So that's why, depending on your character, you kind of need to lab your character on when you can crouch cancel. Now, if you are a Xiaoyu player and you want to use this mechanic, then you could go for the video above. There is a section there where I teach you about crouch canceling and how you can use it with your dances. Now you can also crouch cancel when your enemy forces you to crouch. So I have a Xiaoyu mirror match here, and then the enemy Xiaoyu will go for UF1. that will put me in the while standing state or crouching state. So if, for example, I want to go for B1 plus 2 after that, then I need to tap U to crouch cancel, and that's it. Right? So that's how it will look like when your enemy forces you to crouch. Now, I will answer my viewer's question regarding a crouch cancel with Xiao Yu. Now, this is from Ryu Saiki 8115. Could you explain to me how to do B1 plus 2 after AUP 3 plus 4? I wasn't good at it either in Tekken 7 for some reason, Limao. It's good to catch people with it, but I don't know how others do it, to be honest. Okay, so for context, this is AUP 3 plus 4, and what he wants to do is he wants to do this. So AUP 3 plus 4 will put you in the while standing state. Now I'll show you how it looks like first, and then I'll teach you how to do it. That's how it looks like. Take note that just like with Nina and Dragunov, you have a long QCF period, but this one has a long while standing period. That's why you need to be patient with this one. You need to tap your U before the while standing disappears. So be a little bit more patient and then you will get it. But note to all of you, your UB, U, and UF moves don't need crouch canceling. So for example, this one, I would go for UB3. I don't need to crouch cancel. So that's it for my tutorial on how to crouch cancel in Tekken 8 or in Tekken in general. So I hope it helps anyone who watches this and not just Xiaoyu players. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!